It's Car Con Carne. Let's eat in the car. It's Car Con Carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
It's Car Con Carne. Still in quarantine. Now that's really, I'm anticipating being right here in this chair at this desk in front of this microphone through September, October, through the end of the year. I think this is just reality. Car Con Carne will be without the car or carne for the foreseeable future, which is fine. I've become quite accustomed to doing this. This is lovely. It's episode 420 tonight. I should have booked a reggae band, but I didn't. But I'm glad with who I did book. Car Con Carne tonight, sponsored by C&H Financial Services. As business owners open back up to serve their communities, they're faced with a lot of challenges as they navigate through the new normal brought on by the coronavirus. C&H Financial Services is here to help. They offer a variety of products that range from traditional merchant accounts to a zero-cost payment processing solution, which eliminates the expense associated with accepting Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and American Express as a form of customer payment. C&H Financial Services eTap solutions, easy to set up for your business for online ordering and curbside pickup. I left you on the whole time. I should have taken you off the screen. C&H also offers cost-effective commercial lending programs to help you get your business the money it needs to make it through these unprecedented times. To learn more, contact C&H Financial Services at 855-600-2437 or go to chfs.us. There on the screen, oh my God, it is the Webstirs. They're all here, along with, I dare call him super producer, Matt Allison. Everyone is in attendance. Yeah, sure, that's you, super producer.
He's got a cape and a
wearing it right now.
You're a legend, bro. The Websters are here. As we're talking live, as we're recording this, as we're talking live on Facebook, on carconcarne.com, the second we're done with things here, you can go to carconcarne.com and watch the brand new Websters video, the song Fiction, the brand new video debuting right there on carconcarne.com. That's really the most exciting thing that's happened on the website in months, I dare say. New Websters video. World premiere on carconcarne.com. It's an embarrassment of riches. And to have
we turned down MTV for Car Con Carne.
So let's start right there. The new video, the new song Fiction. I know the song was released to streaming services earlier. Tell me what it's about. Anyone?
Yeah. Mark? I think Mark would be the one to.
Who wrote the song?
You wrote the lyrics. I would say that it's the first song that Doug, Preston, and myself wrote together. And it's the first song we wrote for this batch of songs that ended up becoming the next album, really. And we started off kind of saying, well, let's write some songs for Doug to sing. He's a good singer, kind of change it up. And so this is kind of almost like a solo Doug project when it started. I don't know if you guys remember when we first wrote Fiction, but we went to the space to write. It was kind of one of the first times. And Jordy was there with Jared Rabin. Do you remember that night?
Oh, yeah.
So we were like, you guys stay, we'll go. And when we went back to Doug's, and I remember Preston said, I got something, which is always, it's a good sign. It's a good way to start a writing session.
But you never know.
You're right. You never know, but it's usually a good sign.
I've got something.
And so, so you kind of cranked out what would be the chorus to the song. And then I think Doug kind of wrote that kind of pre-chorus part. And so it was the first time we all collaborated together. It was kind of a cool time.
It was,
experience.
I love the way it sounds. Tell me what it's about.
For me, it's just about like a moment in time, like you're regretting something or something going wrong, probably something that's very, very current event associated now. But for me, it's more relationship based, but it could be anything, trying to go back in time and change what happened by rewriting it, so that's what Fiction means. Going back, changing some words, changing what you said, changing what you did. And having a different outcome.
And again, the video is on carconcarne.com right now. Something you, by necessity, had to put together while in quarantine.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Luckily, we have the world's best video editor in the band.
Greggy.
Yeah, it was I guess sort of the edict, so to speak, was not to make it look like a Zoom meeting, or
Damn it.
the Brady Bunch. So I mean, it's what I
There's
do.
nothing wrong with that look. I want to be clear. I think it's a sharp look
It's
for
where-
things that are online.
There are some early versions that have that look, but yeah, I just it's what I do professionally. So yeah, it was fun, and everybody shot it at home on their iPhones and GoPros, and they uploaded their video, and I downloaded it on my end and spent many hours working.
Expectations were high.
You mean it wasn't done live?
No, it wasn't done in one night. No, it was but yeah, it was a lot of fun to do, and they kind of gave me free reign on it. And I kind of kept I kept them honest with it, but yeah, it was a blast to do. The song sounds great, and Matt did a great job on bringing out all the dynamics of the song and all that. So yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, it kind of cut itself. I mean, everybody's working at home, and so I tried to cheat it a little bit to give it a group dynamic, but yeah, it ended up pretty well, I think.
You brought up Matt's production. Matt, you've worked with this band before. This isn't your first rodeo with the Websters.
No, we've known each other for decades.
Yes, it's been a while.
Decades. Going
So,
back to school at the U of I down in Champaign, Illinois, in the late '80s.
So what do you like about having them in the studio, about the process, the song evolution process when they're in the studio?
Well, we've been working together for so long now that it's incredibly natural. It's always very collaborative. We have a blast. We have a ton of fun doing it. Ideas come fast. We try them out, as quickly as we have them. Everybody's like game for anything, and that tends to result in, I think, a really super creative record, a really cool listening experience. This song is a great example of that. There's some pretty wild stuff going on this song that, was just sort of thought up on the fly, and then we just did it, and it worked. Came out great.
Well, what I've always loved about the Websters sound is it's that classic power pop. I mean, very much a Midwestern feeling band. I mean, from the get-go. I remember the first time I heard Rocket to the Moon. To this day, I mean, this is quintessentially Midwestern stuff. Good pop. Doug's holding up. My 14-year-old daughter loves that kind of stuff. The like fluid in a tube that you freeze, and
Yeah. Good pop.
so you and my 14-year-old have your kindred spirits.
Stay
So
young,
let's-
Doug.
She has good taste.
Well, one of the great things about this whole quarantine thing, about zooming in and seeing people in their homes, is seeing people in their homes. I love this cross section of the Websters right now. It looks like Greg is about to have like a music lesson in his study. Like he's about to have a neighborhood kid over.
I'm nervous right now for his study. Right?
No,
I didn't
actually running
prepare.
some
I
songs.
don't know what a B flat is.
Yeah, we've got our first gig coming up.
No, that's me.
week,
Yeah.
Like, oh no, I didn't practice my scales. Mr. Julian's going to be really hard on me tonight. Of course, Matt's in his natural habitat. He's at Atlas right now.
Which is now a home. Basically, now out of my house. So, yeah, spiffy.
I will say, Mark, you have the coolest digs. Like,
He does.
are you at home right now?
I'm shooting a movie in New York right now, and this is it's like a singles pad kind of thing, but I get the whole loft.
There's no furniture in there at all. It's completely empty.
I can't tell if you're fucking with me or not.
No, I'm not. Well, yes, I am.
Yes, he
Okay.
is. He's definitely.
Thank you very much.
It's my apartment. It just looks good when I point the camera at the brick wall. That looks good. The rest of it, so-so.
I love it. And what else we have here? Doug is in a basement, perhaps.
You're like a
I'm-
disembodied head floating
Disembodied
around.
head. I've
He's
been,
in
I got-
a wine cellar.
I've been doing the VR thing, so I thought I would just be a disembodied head.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a way to kill time in quarantine.
I'm telling you. Yeah, I just got it yesterday, and I have not had a chance until like the last 10 minutes to play with it, and it's really wicked disorienting.
Yeah, I bet.
And let's see, is that a kitchen setup I'm looking at over there? Luca, is that
Yeah.
a kitchen setup?
Preston's
Preston,
oh,
are you on
me?
your son's phone?
Yeah.
No, this
Yeah,
is
but-
actually
Zoom account.
this is like a cubby hole in on the second floor of our house, because we've got right now I've got my wife, my two boys, my 87-year-old father-in-law
Oh
living with
man,
us, and so finding a spot for music is kind of challenging. But I have like a little alcove that I've set up for maximum,
Yeah.
demolocity.
and let's be
So-
clear. Jordan is full man cave. Is that what we're looking at there?
Oh yeah, he's in
You
the
know it.
lounge.
I'll give you like
Yeah.
just a quick.
This
so
is-
this is where.
Oh
Matt-
yeah,
Oh, look at that.
How do you feel about
Yeah,
the
he's got a
420
great
number
place.
of this podcast?
that actually looks like a TV, like a TV studio set.
It does. It really, and it does even more so in person. I mean, it's
Yeah.
you could straight up host a TV show down there, Jordy.
Yeah, well, and this has forced me to. I got a whole recording set up now, and I got a video set up because most of the stuff I'm doing now is remote recording, and we even did the
Right.
production for this song "Fiction" remotely. So I had to figure out how to record. Here usually Matt's doing everything, but I sent the files to Matt remotely, and it seemed to work out okay.
Totally.
Sure.
So the new album will be your sixth.
Right.
That is coming out in the
Yes.
fall. This will be self-titled. Now, traditionally, a self-titled album is either the first album or the one that is emblematic of the band. It is really a summation of who the band is. It's a mission statement. Since it's not your debut, is it the latter?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I feel like we've got new members, and Doug is like a full. His vocals are amazing. He was with the Sunset and Half down in St. Louis. He's done his own solo stuff, and bring him into the band really changed the whole dynamic of the band. And now I feel like we're really like firing on all cylinders, and we want to like reintroduce ourselves and say, this is the Webstirs, because it's like a whole new incarnation of the band. And I think these are the best songs we've ever done too. So, I mean, I'm really proud of this. I hope everybody is going to be happy with the songs, because I'm proud. This is like the greatest album we've made.
Well, who doesn't love big, hooky songs you can sing along to? I mean, you'd have to be a robot or a monster not to like those kind of songs. And that's your stock in trade. It's been 5 years since the last album.
Yep, 5 years.
Did
Really?
life,
Oh wow!
Has it been?
Wow.
Time flies.
Every
That's
4 or
cool.
5 years, we work up the muster to come up with a new album.
The next one will be
Did-
quicker though.
did life just get in the way? Was that it?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I was thinking about the self-titled album, and the last 2 albums we did, we were really in transition.
Yeah.
When we did So Long, we didn't even have a band. It was just me and Preston, and we were kind of putting, and that's where we met Jordy. We had this kind of beast of a song called Wesley Station, and we couldn't find somebody to really, give it the drum kind of feel that it needed. And so somebody recommended Jordan, and he came in, and I think you were 19, 17?
He was a child. He was a wee lad.
Well, he came in and played that,
Lad.
and then we ended up luckily having Jordan join the group, and then we found a bass player eventually, and then the last album was kind of the same deal. We had somebody leave. It was still me, Preston, and Jordan, but we had our old bass player Ed come back, who's great, and he was able to kind of fly in and learn all the songs and play them all in one day and fly out. So, but this is the first album that we've done in a long, long time that has had a full band that we've been working with. Everybody was on board with writing the songs and kind of being a filter to what we should include and what parts should be on there. So yeah.
I mean, this
Go ahead.
this really feels like this really felt like a group effort all the way through from the start. I mean, we all like Mark just said. I mean, from the germs of the ideas all the way through working directly with Matt in the in the final production of everything. It was it just felt like a real collaboration.
The disembodied head of Doug He looks like some kind, on my screen, he's dead center. So he looks like some kind of cryptic puppet master of this whole thing tonight.
It's so dark down there.
Yeah, it really does.
Look at the bodies right now.
Change the light bulb, Doug.
Oh,
You're either in the Truman Show or you're shooting a Queen video.
That's exactly right. Now, Matt, with all the different bands you've worked with, I want to zero in on two, including the Websters. In a street fight, who would win, Alkaline Trio or the Websters?
Oh, geez.
Webster.
Well, there's more
There's more of us.
guys in the Websters, so they could probably take them out, you know?
Yeah, we run fast.
You can't tell on video, but I'm a big guy.
That's true.
That's why
And he
it's such
rides
the
a
big room.
motorcycle.
Oh, well, that automatically,
Yeah.
yeah, that's toughness right there.
I'll protect the Websters.
So all right, Mark and Preston, you have been around for a while. The Websters has been around since the 1990s. Take us back to the beginning, starting this band.
Yeah. Well, let me take you back to Champaign when we met Matt, because that's when we really started the band. We were at Trito's Uptown, a grinder shop / music mecca
Rock
hub.
club.
And Preston and I were sitting on a booth, and this long-haired guy came up and sat across from us, and he said, "Do you know who I am?" And I was like, "Yeah, you're in Poster Children," because Rick had long hair. And he's like, "No." And Matt wanted to record a song that he had heard Preston and I do called Little Submarine. And he was like, I really want to record that song, which kind of blew us away because we were kind of the odd guys out in Champaign. You know, everybody was kind of more of the time doing replacements, and we were doing
Soul Asylum type. And yeah, we were kind of out of step with the Champagne scene, but we loved it.
Yeah.
And we recorded
right.
it in his attic, I believe.
That's right. We
Nice.
did.
Yeah.
We did. So then eventually Matt moved to Chicago, and Preston and I came back to Chicago, and then we got back to Preston and I have always been writing songs since we were kids, since high school, I think.
Right.
Not since we were kids. We've known each other since we were kids.
Right.
And so we had a bunch more songs, and Preston had started a band in Chicago before I came back. And when I came back, we got together with Matt, and Matt said, "Fire everybody in the band." And so we fired everybody in the band. Matt's pretty honest. And we brought some people in, and we recorded a couple songs that we released on kind of a compilation back in the 90s called Chicago Underground Hits at Large. And that was really the start. I mean, that's, you know, that was kind of the continuation of our collaboration with Matt, and kind of the continuation of our songwriting, and the start of the Websters, you know.
And here we are all these years later. Again, the video for the new song Fiction is on carconcarne.com. I want to be aware of the time, because if we go over, Mr. Julian will charge us. We go over the 30-minute lesson time.
And Doug's mom is outside to pick him up right after the lesson.
Right.
So
She is.
We're
You have
good.
to put the
pops.
head. You have to put the head back in the box.
So, all right, the new album is on the way. It for sure will be out this fall.
yeah, I think
boy.
so, right?
So I get my
boy.
act together.
Pressure on.
Are you going to do a vinyl version?
We are going to do a vinyl version. The vinyl version will probably be in the spring, but it'll be the first vinyl. We did a vinyl single way back when. I don't know, maybe 98. It was a gold vinyl single, but this will be the first vinyl that we've done since then. So yeah, we're really excited.
Oh, that's a thrill.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah,
great.
it really is. We've talked about it for many years.
That's right. We always say.
We talked about it in the beginning, and then it went out of fashion, and then now it's back.
And here we are.
Yeah.
Oh, I've said it before. I mean, I used to have just a killer record collection, just the best. And I got to the end of the 90s, and as any of you who have records know, after moving more than a couple times with a big record collection, you don't want to do that again. That's how you lose friends. And I got to like 2000. I'm like, well, they're not even making these anymore. And my CD collection is ginormous, and that's clearly where things are heading. So I donated all my records.
Ooh.
How was I to know? How was I to know?
Yeah,
So
who would have thought?
I mean, the good news is I donated it to a charity that made money, a very helpful, laudable charity. But I've slowly but surely been starting over. and it pains me when I think of all the stuff I no longer have. And
And
Yeah, that would be a great that'd be a great podcast.
it's actually one of the things that's gotten me through the quarantine is those periodic deliveries at my front door. I always like opening up the screen door and I see one of those cardboard boxes leaned up against the screen door. I'm like, yes, okay, one of my records came. It's the little things, those little signs of awesomeness. Anyway, the new song is great. The new song is Fiction. The self-titled album's coming out soon. The video is highly viewable, highly entertaining, all done, directed and mastered beautifully by Greg Julian. It's on carconcarne.com. I think you guys are great. I have always thought you guys are great, and I appreciate. I don't think we've ever had like quality time together, so this is nice that we finally got to do this.
And we appreciate everything you do for local music, because I think you're like one of the last ones standing who are from
Definitely
Chicago bands. You know,
it's at this point I think Demo 312, the show I do on KQX, is the last commercial radio local music show in Chicago, because they took Richard's show off XRT.
Wow.
No one else on commercial radio. It's crazy.
Have you thought about temporarily calling the show Corona Con Carne?
Too soon.
How about no?
Temporarily.
Don't piss off the teacher, Matt. Come on.
That's right.
All right, I'm going to stop the Facebook Live feed. Thank you, everyone, for watching there. Much appreciated.